co-founder of Eager, available at eager.io. And at Eager, we're trying to make it as easy to install things onto your website as it is to install apps on your phone. So maybe you want to add Discuss comments, maybe you want to add Google Analytics, you want to add a Facebook like button. The way that's done hasn't really changed in the last 20 years. The internet's been around. But we think it's possible for less technical people to sort of level up their ability to add things and interact with their website. So that's what I'm going to demo today. So I have the YouTube app, for example, and I'm going to add it to my website, which is currently scaled to a hilarious degree. But here it is. And so I can pick a location. And this is a live preview showing what it actually looks like on my website. And I can say that I only want it on my home page. And I can add it to my website. And I just added a YouTube embed to my website, hopefully. And there it is. And I'll leave my sound off. And so I can go through, and maybe I want to add another app. Maybe I want to add Discuss, which is a commenting tool. And what the great thing about this is we're a platform. We didn't build all of these apps. We built many of them early on. But anyone can add a single file to any project that can run in the browser and create an app that runs on Eager. So it's like that app store for your phone or the app store for your browser. And so I'm going to go to one of my blog posts, and I'm going to log into Discuss. So that's using OAuth, but it's still all part of the platform, so anyone can do that. I actually like the location already. And here is my comments. I'm actually going to change it to be my blog comments. And there they are, and I like it. And actually, let's only do this on blog posts. Perfect. We actually crawl the website so we get that tree. And now I have both of these things. I can pop over to my blog, and it will appear. And the cool thing about this is it works on any website. Any website that shows up in the browser. If you use WordPress, you use PHP, you use anything that renders in a browser, mobile, desktop, Eager works. That's the demo. Thank you very much. I would love to hear your questions.
What's the current major competitors in the market?
What are the current major competitors? WordPress plugins, people who hire very expensive technical folks like me to add things for them. Things like WordPress plugins. There isn't really a direct competitor, anyone who's trying to install things in the browser like we are. Yeah.
Can you show us what it looks like to install the Eager system itself onto
your Sure. That's a good question. So right now we have two ways of installing it. We have a WordPress plugin where we generate a custom WordPress plugin that includes your code already, so you install that, you have Eager. We also have this embed code. We'll see how far along this process I can get without a real website. But you copy paste it into your website, which I admit is a little ironic, but we are working on easier ways of doing it. and it detects that happened and gives you access to all of these apps. We also have a way of previewing apps without installing anything. So you can see what an app looks like on your site, and hopefully you get excited and enticed and decide that it's worth spending the time to install it. Yeah.
So let's say I put your WordPress plugin app into a piece of my website, and then I change my website tree. How do you maintain the proper place? How do you position it? XPath, how are you going to maintain integrity and underlying site changes?
Right. So actually, it's kind of a bad example because I'm on this new site. So we will go back over here. And so the answer is when you pick this selector, it actually describes exactly what you're selecting. So in this case, you're selecting Zachman.com/post and all of its subpages. So that corresponds to a regular expression, basically. And so it will continue to match that pattern irrespective of what your actual site's structure.
Okay, so you don't put it within the site body, you sort of put it. How do you position it? How do you position it within the content of the existing site?
So you decide where you want it to go. So we have this graphical selector. You can say, I actually want animate here. And it's not set to be installed on this page. And you see it bounced in. That's what animate does. It lets you add animations to things. And so in this case, I selected that specific element, so that's what I want to animate. Any other questions? Yeah.
So once you have made a change to the website, is that change permanent? Does it no longer depend on eager.io?
So it depends on eager.io existing. right? So we deliver a file, we deliver a couple files into the browser every time the page gets loaded. And we have a lot of information about the security and reliability that you can.
Eager.io has to be there as a service to make any of this work.
Absolutely. That's the plan.
Does that lead into a revenue model?
Oh, of course. The revenue model is we sell apps. So you can go in and, let's say you want to install Ideal Image Slider, which is a wonderful image slider you all should install. You can do that for $19 a year.
Yes.
What's the biggest website that's implemented this?
We have internal listing, but we don't reveal specific websites that use it. Yes?
So are you selling to end users, or are you selling to hosting companies, or?
So right now, sorry, the question was who we're selling to. And right now we're selling to small, medium-sized businesses, people who can get value out of adding a Facebook-like button to their site or an image slider to their site that don't have dedicated technical resources. The long-term plan is to partner with CMSs to get Eager integrated so you don't have to do anything technical. You can use Squarespace and say, I want to install this image slider. It's all working through the Eager platform in the background. Any other questions?
API for development?
Yeah, so I can show it to you after, but the idea is you write an install.json file, which is a format that we created, that says this is how this project gets installed.
I just want to comment as a blogger that you've got a lot of new platforms out. Medium is an obvious one, Silverback. One I'm using a lot now is Pistachio, where you blog straight off of Evernote. A lot of these have, other than Discuss, which is available on most of them, a lot of these have none of these features. And being able, if you could either hook up with them or sell to me, will I be able to install them on some of those platforms?
Sure, and the answer is if you have control over the HTML in any way, or we can partner with these people, which we would deeply love to do, you can use Eager. If it runs in the browser, everything happens inside the browser. If it runs in the browser, you can
Pistachio, you do have control of the HTML.
then we'll talk. Eager.io. Any other questions? Yes?
What about positioning and things like that? Like how do you position where the thing goes, like beyond where it gets inserted in the location? Do you have any?
Sure. How do you position? So there are some plugins that have options. Every plugin can define its options as a part of that JSON format and say, I'm interested in asking the person whether they want it positioned at the top or the bottom, right? But that's a per plugin basis.
Like adding a column or something would be part of it.
It depends on the situation. We'd love to try to add a column and add the necessary functionality that would take. That sounds like a great challenge. Yes?
That's minimizing latency for your.
How are we minimizing latency? We use Fastly and Google CloudFront to serve every file. 71 edge locations around the world. That's the big answer. We also split all the files based on what needs to be loaded synchronously in the head and what can be loaded asynchronously. So we actually end up loading 2 files, and we do a bunch of other bundling things to try to make it as we want to make Eager also the fastest way to load these things if possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.